Welcome back to Kuma English Listening Hub. In today's episode, we are going to explore a fun and surprising trend in the food world: pop-up restaurants. Maybe you have seen one in your city without even knowing it. A small restaurant that appears for a few days, or a dinner happening in a place that is usually a shop, a warehouse, or even a rooftop. Then, suddenly, it disappears again. Pop-up restaurants are temporary restaurants. They appear, serve food for a short time, and then close or move to a new place. They turn ordinary, empty, or unexpected spaces into exciting food adventures. In this episode, you will learn what a pop-up restaurant is and how it works, why chefs and customers love them, where they happen, and what they feel like. Some challenges behind the scenes, tips for you if you want to visit one in the future. So, get comfortable and let's start our listening journey. What is a pop-up restaurant? First, let's make the idea clear. A pop-up restaurant is a temporary restaurant or food event. It usually runs for a limited time, like one evening, one weekend, or a few months. After that, it closes or moves somewhere else. Unlike traditional restaurants, pop-ups often do not have a permanent home. They might borrow a space, share space with another business, or appear in unusual locations. For example, a coffee shop that turns into a dinner restaurant only on Friday nights. A famous chef cooking in a bookstore for just one weekend. A group of friends serving food on the roof of an office building in summer. A small team using an empty shop in a quiet street for 1 month. The key idea is, it is not forever. It is here, now, but not for long. This creates a feeling of excitement and curiosity. Why do people love pop-up restaurants? You might wonder, why are pop-up restaurants so popular? One big reason is the feeling of discovery. People like to find something special that not everyone knows about. A pop-up can feel like a secret, or like you are part of a small private event. Another reason is creativity. Pop-up chefs often experiment with new menus and ideas. Because the restaurant is temporary, they are not afraid to try something unusual. For customers, this means they can taste new dishes that are not available anywhere else, experience creative combinations of flavors, enjoy a theme night like a menu inspired by one country, one story, or even one movie. There is also a social side. Many pop-ups have shared tables or small spaces. Guests often sit close to each other, talk more, and sometimes even meet the chef directly. So a pop-up is not only about eating, it is also about connection, story, and experience. How do chefs use pop-ups? From the chef's side, pop-up restaurants can be a smart way to test ideas. Opening a full restaurant is very expensive. You need to pay rent, buy equipment, hire staff, decorate the place, and much more. It is also risky. If your menu is not popular, you can lose a lot of money. A pop-up is smaller, cheaper, and more flexible. A chef can test new recipes with real customers, experiment with different styles of cooking, build a reputation and an audience before opening a real restaurant. For example, a young chef who has worked in other people's kitchens may want to start their own place. Instead of borrowing a lot of money and signing a long contract, they begin with a series of pop-up dinners. If people like the food, they talk about it on social media. Photos appear on Instagram. Reviews appear on blogs. The chef slowly builds a name. Later, if they finally open a permanent restaurant, they already have loyal customers. In this way, pop-ups can be like a training ground or a test version of a future restaurant. Unusual locations. Where do pop-ups happen? One of the most interesting things about pop-up restaurants is where they happen. They can appear in almost any kind of space, as long as it is safe and legal to serve food there. Here are some examples of typical locations. Empty shops. When a shop closes, the space might stay empty for a while. A pop-up restaurant can use it for a short time. Shared spaces. A bakery that is open only in the morning could host a pop-up dinner in the evening when it is normally closed. Outdoor areas. Gardens, beaches, city rooftops, or even parking lots can become temporary dining spaces. Cultural spaces. Art galleries, museums, or small theaters sometimes invite chefs to create a special dining event linked to an exhibition or performance. The location becomes part of the story. Eating in an old factory, for example, feels very different from eating in a traditional restaurant. Sometimes the theme of the food matches the space. A seafood pop-up near the harbor, a modern street food pop-up under a railway bridge, or a traditional dinner in a historic building can all create strong memories. What is the atmosphere like? Because pop-up restaurants are temporary, they often feel more relaxed and informal than classic restaurants. You might see simple furniture, like wooden tables and metal chairs, handwritten menus on chalkboards, open kitchens where you can watch the cooking music chosen by the chef or the team. The staff might explain the menu directly to you. They may tell you where the ingredients come from or why they chose this style of cooking. Guests often feel they are part of something small and special. There is a sense of only tonight or only this week. That time pressure makes the experience feel more intense. How do people find pop-up restaurants? If pop-ups are temporary and sometimes secret, how do customers find them? Usually the main tools are digital. Many pop-ups use social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or local apps, email newsletters, messages sent to people who sign up online, word of mouth, friends telling friends about a great dinner they tried. Sometimes, the location is announced very late, maybe one day before the event. In other cases, guests receive the address only after buying a ticket. This sense of mystery is part of the marketing. It makes the event feel exciting, like discovering a hidden place. Many pop-up dinners require reservations in advance. Instead of paying at the end of the meal, guests often buy a ticket online. This helps the chef plan how much food to buy and how many staff members to bring. Different styles of pop-ups. Not all pop-up restaurants are the same. There are many styles and purposes. Here are a few examples. 1. Chef Showcase. In this type, a chef creates a short, special menu to show their skills. The dishes might be fine dining, modern, and artistic. People go there mainly for the chef style and creativity. 2. Street Food Experiment. Here, the pop-up focuses on simple, fun, and fast dishes. For example, new types of tacos, creative sandwiches, or fusion noodles. The prices are usually lower, and the atmosphere is casual. 3. Cultural or national theme. Some pop-ups celebrate the food of one country or region. For example, a night of home-style cooking from one part of India, or a menu based on traditional dishes from a small town in Italy. These events can share culture, stories, and memories through food. Collaboration events. 2 or more chefs from different restaurants work together for one night or 1 week. They mix their styles and create a special menu. This kind of pop-up can attract fans from both chefs. 5. Charity or social cause pop-ups. Sometimes, pop-ups raise money or awareness for a cause, like food waste, hunger, or local farmers. The profits might go to a charity, or the menu might use ingredients that are often thrown away to show a more sustainable way of cooking. Behind the scenes, challenges of pop-up restaurants. So far, we have talked about the exciting and creative side of pop-ups, but there are also real challenges. First, logistics. Logistics means the practical organization of how things move and how work is done. For a pop-up, logistics can be difficult because the team must bring equipment into a place that is not a normal kitchen. Set up everything quickly and safely. Work with limited space or limited electricity. Make sure food can be stored at the right temperature. If the space has no professional kitchen, they may need to rent portable stoves, fridges, and other tools. All of this costs money and time. Second, legal rules. Most cities have strict health and safety regulations. Even if the restaurant is temporary, it must follow the law. Chefs need the right licenses, inspections, and insurance. They have to respect fire rules, hygiene rules, and building rules. Third, uncertainty. Because the restaurant is temporary, it is hard to predict demand. Will enough people buy tickets? Will it rain on the day of the outdoor dinner? Will everyone arrive on time? The team must be flexible and ready to solve problems quickly. Pop-up restaurants and sustainability. Some pop-up restaurants try to be more sustainable or more environmentally friendly. Being temporary does not always mean being wasteful. Here are some ways a pop-up can be greener. Using local and seasonal ingredients that do not travel long distances, borrowing or renting plates, glasses, and furniture instead of buying new ones. Planning the menu carefully to reduce food waste. Choosing locations that are easy to reach by public transport. Because pop ups often have a limited number of guests, it can be easier to plan exactly how much food is needed. This can help to reduce leftover food. However, if teams move a lot between cities or use many single use items, it can also increase waste. So, as with many things, it depends on the choices people make. How can you join a pop up food adventure? If you are curious about pop up restaurants, here are some simple tips. 1. Follow local food accounts. Look for local food bloggers, Instagram accounts, or websites in your city. They often share news about pop up events. 2. Check cafes and small venues. Some small businesses put posters or signs in their windows when they host a pop up dinner. When you visit your usual cafe or bookstore, look around for announcements. 3. Try to be flexible. Pop up events often happen on limited dates. If you can be flexible with your schedule, it will be easier to join. 4. Read the details carefully. Before you buy a ticket, check what the menu is like. If they can offer vegetarian, vegan, or allergy-friendly options, what time it starts and ends. Whether drinks are included or not. 5. Go with an open mind. Part of the fun is surprise. The space might be small. The chairs might be simple. You might share a table with strangers. Try to enjoy the experience and see it as an adventure. Pop-up restaurants and language learning. You might be wondering, how does all this connect to your English learning? Pop-up restaurants can actually be a great opportunity for language practice, especially if you live in or travel to a large city where foreigners or tourists visit. In these places, you may order in English, especially if the chef or staff are international. Talk with other guests from different countries. Read menus and event descriptions in English. Also, thinking about topics like this helps you build useful vocabulary for everyday conversation. For example, words like temporary, reservation, venue, and sustainable are all common in modern English discussions. You can also use this topic in speaking practice. For instance, you can prepare answers to questions like, would you like to visit a pop-up restaurant? Why or why not? What kind of theme would you choose if you created your own pop-up? Do you think pop-up restaurants are a good idea for your city? Practicing your opinion on modern lifestyle trends helps you prepare for exams and real-life conversations. Quick review. Before we finish, let's quickly review the main ideas from this episode. A pop-up restaurant is a temporary place to eat that appears for a short time and then closes or moves. People enjoy pop-ups because they feel special, creative, and different from normal restaurants. Chefs use pop-ups to test new menus, build a reputation, and experiment without the high cost of a full restaurant. Pop-ups can happen in many locations, such as empty shops, rooftops, gardens, galleries, or shared spaces. The atmosphere is often relaxed, personal, and social, with close contact between guests and staff. There are many styles of pop-ups, including chef showcases, street food experiments, cultural themes, collaborations, and charity events. Behind the scenes, pop-ups face challenges with logistics, legal rules, and uncertainty. Some pop-ups try to be more sustainable by planning carefully and using local resources. For language learners, pop-up restaurants are not only fun, but also a chance to practice English, read menus, and talk with people from other countries. Closing, you have reached the end of today's listening practice from Kuma English Listening Hub. Now, take a moment to think, if you could design your own pop-up restaurant, what would it be like? Where would it be located? What kind of food and atmosphere would you create? Try to describe your ideas in English, out loud, or in writing. This is a great way to review the vocabulary from this episode. Thank you for listening today. Keep exploring new topics and keep training your ears. See you in the next episode of Kuma English Listening Hub.